Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Spiritual Dowsey. I'm Dowsey LeMay. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me wherever you are in the world. I really appreciate it. Today I want to talk a little bit about the spiritual path or the healing path, in particularly my experience with this, and kind of address something that has been popping up into my consciousness in the last few weeks or so, and I think some other people, but just kind of want to address the identity around using your spiritual tools to try to move from one state to another state, and then how sometimes that could be what you call spiritual bypassing, right? So before I do, these experiences are my truths alone. They don't have to be yours. So use your own discernment, take what resonates with you and leave the rest, but keep an open mind. So let's talk about this. So the spiritual path or the healing path to me was essentially a way for me to kind of look at the pieces of me that wasn't really it didn't feel so good to me. And I wanted to find what was causing that, and then how do I become more aware of that as I go along. And at some level, as you go along, you will find that the goal in your existence isn't necessarily to try to make everything perfect. All right, I think that is just a misunderstanding about the spiritual path and the law of attraction and all these other things. It isn't necessarily to become perfect in every day, every moment in your life. Because to me, when you look at who we are as a human, right? We're human, and we have these limited bodies, and we have these limited ways of looking at things, and etc. Right? We come from a place that is as close to source as we can feel, right? That is perfection. That is beyond what we know as a human linear aspect. A place that is really close to home, as close to love as you can you imagine, and that is basically as close to perfection as we can get. And then what we have decided is that we have experienced what it's like to have all that, and we wanted to feel what it would be like to be limited in a capacity, to find ourselves in these limited bodies with the limited mindset and a limited way of looking at things, and to also still find love in those limitations. That's what it's like to be human. That's the whole purpose of this experience. Why would we leave something from perfection to something very limited? It's because we wanted to limit ourselves to understand what it's like to be source and to find love for ourselves through those particular limitations. That's my take on that. So when I look at my life in the last few weeks or so, I have really been presented with things that I felt like I've been working on for a long period of time, especially around anger, especially around uncertainty and control and self-worth things. And these things pop up, and they have been popping up more so in the last few weeks. So when you're on the spiritual path, the identity is that you're always going to be working on yourself, and you're always going to find another love and appreciation for who you are at a different time, at a different place, at a different level, right? That's why life is basically a spiral. You're just doing a circle, but you are basically spiraling around to a different point to understand and find more love about yourself, and to see the love in that limitation that is you, or in my case, the love and limitations that I am expanding from as Dowsey LeMay. And so I want to bring that up because I think a lot of people are really struggling trying to make their life perfect. And why I'm saying that is because they're using their spiritual tools to kind of like quickly move off these feelings and energetic emotions that they don't like, right? And if you use your spiritual tools to say, all right, I'm feeling something and I don't want to feel it, and I'm going to jump into meditation so I can do something else, that is bypassing something that's really important that's showing up in your reality, right? You are magnetizing into your life via the law of attraction and experience to show you something about yourself, that you require to look at, to give love to, and to honor and balance out to move forward. So if you're using a spiritual tool to kind of jump off this feeling that feels yucky to you, you are essentially rejecting a piece of you that's popping up. And there's a fine line between honoring and loving something versus avoiding something or bypassing it completely. And the whole purpose of this video I wanted to say is like, don't be so quick to jump off something and jump to your spiritual tools to avoid something like your hurt, your pain, all the yucky stuff that you have energetically that you don't want to feel. because that in itself is a piece of you. And if you aren't willing to honor it through feeling it and seeing what it's about and loving yourself for it, and you just go so quickly into do your spiritual tools or to try to feel something that you want to remain positive, whatever it may be, then you're essentially rejecting a piece of you, okay? So I wanted to do this video because I think in this particular time frame, we are really feeling a lot of energy, a lot of things that are being pushed out of us, and we're going to be presented, especially for those who are held themselves out as, enlightened people or gurus. We're all human. We're going to feel these things, and it's in those honoring of those emotions and those experiences and really feeling through them that you get to give yourself love and compassion. And then in that energy, you then get to move into a different place where you magnetize something more around feeling loved and fulfilled. But it requires you to really look at these things. And so if you're having a tough time, understand we're all having a tough time. It's part of being human. You left being perfect to become human in a very limited container, but it's through your limited container that you find love for yourself in your limitation as you move about this world. So I hope that helps you. I love you. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at Spiritual Dowsey or my Facebook page, or subscribe here and leave a comment on my video. I hope all is well with you, and you guys have a great day. Take care.